Bonjour, everyone. Here we
Hello.
are again, Jeff and I, otherwise known as In Bed with the Fitness Industry. This
I-
is Jeff Howard.
Hi, everybody. I cannot believe you've got me in bed with you. People have tried this for years. And she asked me one time, and I agreed to it just
Said
one
yes.
time.
Said yes.
I couldn't help myself.
Well, he said oui.
I said oui. I said oui, mon chéri. That's what I
My
said.
goodness gracious.
Now, I have another word in French I
What
can
is
say.
it? Yeah.
No touche pas.
Non, touche pas. Just as important, just as useful in different moments.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for spending
you
some
for
time
having
with me. We are in DC right now.
Yes, we are.
Literally in bed in our hotel room.
Yes, we are.
Where you are working your sweet butt off
Yes,
as you
sir.
do at every single event that you present at and work at. And I'm so happy to have a few minutes to get some of the nuggets of
Thank you.
joy and insights and amazingness that you are.
Well, as you know, I would not. As soon as you asked me, how could I say no? I could not say no. How could you not say no to this face?
Aw.
Hello.
Bless your heart. Jeff,
Tell me.
one of the things that I have noticed a lot about what you do is that you've got partners in the fitness industry, like many of us might have, but you've got tons of partnerships in a lot of other fields that from the outside kind of looks like, thank God he doesn't have to use his body more than the 26 classes a week that he already teaches.
Right.
But other things, how have you been able to build your brand and your business outside of fitness?
Great question. So, I'm on TV every Monday locally, and I was asked to do a segment, I'll be honest with you, out of a lark. And so, before I even got to the station, I sent them 4 ideas for upcoming segments that didn't even include me, but just I thought would be great contributions to the show, which then embarked in a relationship that every Monday now I go and do the TV show. It's a local show, but it's still Great Day Live. And then I also write now for our newspaper, and it was the same exact thing. I was asked to write one article, and I came up with ideas for more articles. So I tend to, if I'm a firm believer in people opening the door. You can open a door for someone, but it's up to you to keep it open, whatever that means to you. I believe in opening as many doors as you can and then stepping back and kind of looking at what doors work for you or don't work for you.
Okay.
No is not a bad word, but I believe that we are our own marketers. I believe we're our own cheerleaders. I believe that it's up to us to make things happen. And no matter how it might seem overwhelming to do, it's amazing what you can do.
Just try. Yeah.
Just try. I mean, to the point, Natalie, that I'll contact when there's a race in the area. Can I do the warm up or the cool down?
You still do that.
Still do that.
Jeff's been in the industry for how many years?
30 years.
He still does that.
I'm still doing
So
that.
there's no, you're still working it. You're
I'm hustling. I am
Yeah.
hustling to the point of it's so funny, you guys. I just signed a deal with a plastic surgeon in my area because now I've got the notoriety. Remember, I'm on TV. I write for the newspaper. I'm teaching the classes, and they offered me to pay me to do whatever they want to my face and skin, but I have to blog about it or talk about it.
whatever they want.
Whatever they want. So they've peeled every inch of skin off of my body, I believe, and they just keep going. But once again, it was one of those things where, why not? You know what I mean? So does that answer your question?
Yeah.
Kinda? You know,
Yeah.
it's a hustle. And even when we're on the road,
Yeah.
we hustle. So when we're in our realm,
Yeah.
we then meet people, contact us that want us to do things for them. And it's amazing how you can find the time and still do what we do back home, because we all have businesses back home as well.
Yeah. That said, it's still, everything that you do, you're still you. So I think that's the piece that might be overwhelming is like, well, what do I know about skincare? But you're a human with skin, and you're somebody who is paid for his face and paid for his body and maintaining like the youth mentality and all
Right,
those things is something
right.
that's important to you. You help people keep their bodies youthful.
Right.
And so it is in your, I think it's identifying those pieces.
It's all in the brand. It's all in one of those things where, you know, the company that approached me, they look then at your resources of where you're teaching or what your
Right.
belief system is or whatever that is.
Yeah.
I believe in, fitness and health. So there doesn't mean I'm 55. So they're like, well, I have to stand in front of people and still look youthful and do all these things. And I can't fight gravity or whatever, but they also want my following.
Yeah.
Trust me, they want the women that I'm teaching to say, well, Jeff, what are you doing?
The people who trust you.
The people that trust me.
So we're not just talking about, because you do have a big social media following, but we're talking about the people who really
Actually
trust
feel
you.
it.
Yeah.
And that's the interesting thing, Natalie, that I didn't realize was when the physician center reached out to me, they wanted my social media. But my social media, because of what we do, Natalie, we have social media from all over the world.
Yeah.
but locally,
not
I only
local.
have a small core.
Huh.
So it's interesting. But I think being authentic is why you can be successful. I've always tried to be very true to who I am. If I write an article, it's in my verbiage.
Yeah.
I don't try to act smarter than I am or non. I think when I'm on TV, my essence is who I am, who you're kind of getting right now, and that's kind of, we don't know everything, and there's nothing wrong with saying you don't know everything or asking questions or learning. I love learning.
And I think to give yourself some even more credit, the longevity of the brands in which you've worked with, because you've worked with a ton of different companies. Some of them, were places in your life where you were living. Other ones, it's been a long, long, long relationship. Is you build relationships really positively, and you keep working on them.
Completely. I've been fortunate enough that I started at in Puerto Rico at the Golden Door, went from there to Chicago with Equinox, went from there to South Africa with Virgin Active. Now I'm back in home. To the point now that you're saying thank you for that. But I haven't burned any bridges along my career, and I've actually have had gyms maybe closed because I've moved to another gym, and the members have followed me. But I'm still friends with the owners of those clubs because it's business. Because it's not. If you treat it like a business and you're honorable with what you're doing. I'm not a sneaky person. I've never been that way. I'm very upfront, and I never want to hurt anybody. And even if I was to go to another club or go to a different conference, I don't ever say I'm going to take everybody with me. I just let people know, do it respectfully, and I let people know I'm leaving. And then if they can find me, they can find me.
It's funny how you talk about surviving competition has to do with actually not acting competitively. Isn't that interesting? When you don't come at it with a competitive vibe, you actually you succeed really well in competition.
Exactly. It's when you keep your eyes to the left or the right of you that you're going to mess up. You just keep your eyes in your lane. And it's very hard to do because you even know it's so funny, when you hear somebody else is doing something going on here or something going on here, you're like, well, what's going on there? You're not focusing on you then. All of a sudden you're focusing on what they're doing and what they're doing. What I do is instead of focusing on it, how did they get there? How are they doing it? And look at it in a positive way of or there's nothing wrong with trying to emulate someone's career or trying to be a mover or a shaker or somebody that, instead of looking at them with envy or with, anxiety about it, look at it like, how did they achieve it? Am I willing to do that? Do I want to put in that time? Is that for me?
Can I collaborate with them?
I love what you just said. Collaboration. You guys, first thing I did when I got to Louisville, didn't know anybody. Came from South Africa to Louisville, had to become an American. Long story short, didn't know anybody, but I started working for 3 clubs like everybody does.
Yeah.
But I wanted to know people, so what did I do? I reached out to the 3 top teachers that were in my area, and I said, listen, let's do an event together. Okay? Yep. Let's do an event. Louisville, Kentucky's 7 in obesity in the United States. I got to help get back. Whatever. Okay, great. Let's do a charity. Awesome. Let's do a charity. Bring them in. Let's collect money for it. Let's do it at an event that was a bar that had an open room. Great. So now I've got the 3 top teachers. I've got an event and I have a charity. How many mailing lists are that?
Yeah.
Each teacher is going to invite their tribe to come take the event. The charity event invited their tribe. The people that were holding the club had their club. I'm not afraid ever of teaching with someone because I want them to feel me. And I love movement of any kind. We all have different cups of soup. But through that experience, they got to experience me.
Yeah.
And I'm not afraid of my members experiencing someone else because I'm a firm believer in there's enough for everybody. Believe in what you're doing and do it well. But I believe in collaborating with whomever I respect. And just... there's room for everybody.
It's so interesting that you mentioned that because, and there was a piece that I'd forgotten about your story, but there's a couple of really massively successful international teachers, trainers, presenters, etc. that in the past couple of years moved back to somewhere like across the world. And you do get that, man, I have to start over.
Yeah.
But nobody can do it better than that because you don't take it for granted. And you're like, I'm okay to be a newbie again. I'm okay to be a newbie again. There will be learnings from this. It doesn't hurt your ego.
Never.
And you're like, it's an opportunity to actually start again and re-event and reshare and connect with more people.
And it's a great learning tool because you come back. It's funny when I left, they still perceived me as that Jeff. And then with time, with all of us, it's a numbers game. You're going to get better with time. The more you do anything, you're going to be better. So I came back 5 years later, and they were perceiving me still as that Jeff, which was a little bit more, let's look at a cake. A cake is very pretty on the outside, but maybe it's not very good on the inside. And so they were thinking of me just as a cake, but all of a sudden the inside of my cake was much more well-versed, let's say. And so for me, but it made me have to show them, which I had the confidence then and the knowledge that it wasn't just smoke and mirrors. It was actually something there. And I don't know. I don't mean to degrade myself. I'm just saying.
No, but that's where you were.
Yeah, that's where I was.
And you reinvented that, or you reconnected with that.
Reconnected. And you guys, I'm a firm believer in if something makes you fearful, you do it.
Yeah.
I'm not a writer. I don't like to write. I had a 4-year tennis scholarship, so I was basically more of an athlete in college. And so when they asked me to write the articles for the newspaper, I had to really take a deep breath in because it's not my natural wheelhouse. But guess what? After 2 years, I love it.
Aww.
So I'm a firm believer in jumping into something that makes you a little nervous. You guys, if you don't feel that butterfly, even now, before you do a lecture, do you not have that little butterfly thing going on?
Yeah.
If you don't get that, you need to get out of the industry. I feel that butterfly you use to kind of fly.
Yeah, it's adrenaline.
Truly,
it's just something that brings you there and pulls you in. So not staying up there.
Yeah.
But then drives you back in.
Right, and it makes you kind of...
Because it goes so quickly.
Yeah,
it goes by so quickly. It's so much fun with that. And I love that you shine a light on, you do a lot of things for the legacy of the fitness industry. Again, one of the things I thrive off of is spending time with genuine people. And it's one thing that I identified in you in 3 seconds because you have that light that you're always, like you said, opening the door, grabbing the rope, seeing what people do best, and you never feel like it brings you down in any such way. What would be the characteristics of people in the fitness industry, whether they're new, whether they're presenters, anything else, where you're like, you know what, when I find that people have that, I feel like they're going to do well. I feel like they're going to have a good career. Let's see if I can shine a light.
It's a great question because I was asked actually, what is my pet peeve? What is a pet peeve?
Sure.
Lazy people.
Okay.
I will, if you show determination, doesn't mean success.
Yeah.
But if you keep showing up, you show up and you show up, or you are working at it, doesn't mean you have to be a 10 if you're at a scale of 1 to 10.
Yeah.
But you're really working at it. I will help you with anything. I feel that, it's so funny you say that because I never see anybody, I don't think there's any bad teachers. I think a lot of times it's programmers that put them in the wrong spot or they just give them the wrong format. I think that if you have a passion for something, you're going to be good at it. I think sometimes as people in management, we put people in situations that maybe are not their best situation for them. I know in the fitness world, when I see a presenter, you can tell likability like this. You can tell when there's sincerity like this. You can tell when there's earnestness and when you can make fun of yourself a little bit or show that you're human.
Yeah.
That's what I love most about what we do, because if you think about, Natalie, when we started in the industry, people in the industry, even in local clubs, were on a stage. And then it was the people. Yeah. And there was this elite thing that was going on. Yeah. And in the presenting world, there was the same thing. We had our stars, as we said it. Yeah. But I'm so glad it's changed, that now we're all like in this thing together, and there's this mutual synergy of trying to grow and get better together. And that's what I love when I see a new presenter is, I always ask people when they want to present it first or when they want to get in the industry, why? And if it's to be on a stage, I'm like, maybe we need to rethink it. If you want to share your knowledge, which is great, or if you want to help people, just move, or you have a concept that's neat and stuff, that's what you can tell. Yeah. And if it's for the money, you get out of the industry.
I mean, if you have to share a bed, that's what you can afford when you're traveling.
That's when you know. That's when you know. No. We're joking.
It is interesting, actually. People are driving towards success in a very different way. I think they're being savvy. I think they're doing things. But to look at what you're doing, that to always have that drive, keep your eye out, and have those opportunities. So I think, from everything that you're getting with the partnerships and all the new opportunities that you're getting, some of it is sure being in the right place in the right time, but you know what the right place is. and you seek it out and you get your butt there and you make sure you are smashing it when
Right.
you are there.
Absolutely.
So it's not a fluke.
It's never a fluke.
It's never
not
a fluke.
I wish it was more flukes. Flukes will happen, but I think people watching and my
You make your
beautiful
own
friend
luck.
next to me,
Yeah.
the amount of promises that were probably made during a cocktail party or an after a session type thing. I've had more people that want to open clubs for me. Oh, I want to open a club for you. I want to open a club for you. And then you wait for that other phone call, which doesn't happen. And that shows you that they got caught up on your energy and they got caught up on what you do. And I've even followed through in my younger days with a phone call with like, where are we at with this? And then, you know, they hem and haw. But I'm a firm believer in making it happen. If I want a gym to open for me, I then would contact the people I know that could open a gym for me.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Not have somebody else do it for you.
Right. I'm not
but be a part of
yeah,
it.
yeah. I'm not. I've been fortunate enough in my career that I've had people open doors for me. Absolutely. But once I said it kind of at the beginning, it's our jobs to keep it open. A lot of people have tried to take, and I've been mentored by many people, but they try to take my success because of what they've done for me. And I never take for granted what they've done for me, but I'm a firm believer because I'll open doors for many people. I want to make kings. I don't want to be a king. I want to make kings, not be a king. I want to open the door, but it's up to you to keep it open. And that's how I feel about myself. And I think that's the way it should be, in a way.
What are some doors that are opening that you're excited to
Great question.
share
Great
with us
question.
now?
So,
Might get a sneak peek.
if we might get it, well, so I've just been approached by Bravo TV. They're doing another installation of a very popular franchise that's happening. And I was reached out to by one of the young ladies to train her. So I have been all year going back and forth to a certain location, training one of these young ladies, and there hasn't been any wine thrown at her yet, let's just say that. But on social media, she is walking around with an eye patch because apparently something got thrown maybe at her that wasn't wine. But
It wasn't you that threw away.
It wasn't me.
It wasn't a dumbbell.
It wasn't me doing a dumbbell.
You didn't do-
But look for next year. I'm very excited about next year. Next year is going to be a great year. And things are changing. Things are changing for
Yeah.
sure. I mean, I'll still be doing the certifications and the teaching, but I'm hoping that the globe gets a little bit bigger.
Ah,
Yeah.
that's very exciting.
And I hope that the person that I'm talking about on Bravo doesn't get upset with me being in bed with you. That's all I'm going to say. Are you a
Literally.
housewife, by the way?
But,
Are you a housewife?
That's
the only other tip I'm
I
gonna
have
say.
a house husband.
Good answer. Good
No,
answer.
I'm kidding. So tell us where we can find you. Anybody out there that would like to
Great.
know more about what
Great.
you do and where we can
Great.
find you.
Very simply, I'm based in Louisville, Kentucky.
Yeah.
But on social media, I'm for Instagram, JDH Fit, and on Facebook, I'm Jeffrey Howard. But yeah, you're gonna find me all there. I just
And we'll
appreciate.
tag Jeff. Thank
Tag
you.
me. Thank you.
Mwah. Thanks for
I'm
being
the
in bed.
luckiest
and
man
credit
on
to
the world.
Credit to Melissa Lane for naming this In Bed with the Fitness Industry. Love you guys.
Thanks so much.